Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Bold and the Beautiful recap is finally in for Wednesday, September 24, 2025. In today's episode, Deke Sharp, Harrison Cohn, reconnects with his father. Meanwhile, Katie Logan, Heather Tom, won't allow Bill Spencer, Don Diamont, to murder Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada. However, she does suggest they could protect and take custody of Will Spencer's Crew Morrow baby. Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace, reels over Will being with another girl before their special night. The young lady asks if it was Lainey, Heidi Grace Engerman. The young man denies it. Will begs her to please understand, and he really thought the girl in the mask was Electra. The jewelry designer thought their night was magical. Will would never have betrayed her knowingly, he insists. Electra demands the name of the girl. That is when is forced to say, Luna. At the mansion, Luna boasts about her special night with Will. Bill feels like throwing up. The only reason she's at the mansion now is so Bill can keep an eye on her. Bill and Katie sent the pregnant girl off to take a nap. Once Luna exits, Bill tells Katie the fewer people that know about Luna, the better. The man plans to murder the master manipulator. Katie says there will be no murdering going on. Bill admits he ordered her to get an abortion. Katie says it could be their grandchild. They have the power and money to help Will. If this child is Will's, then they will protect it from Luna. As soon as Luna gives birth, they can get custody and send her back to prison. Bill is conflicted about this situation. The man admits it's his fault and he started it by getting Luna out of prison. Katie knows what he's capable of. The publishing mogul asks Katie to stay. Katie puts her hands on Bill's shoulders and tells them they will get through this together as a family. Meanwhile, Luna giggles over Electra's heart getting broken. At the apartment, Remy Price, Christian Weissman, asks Deke not to mention him when he goes to Forrester Creations. Deke wants to know why, but Remy just says he'll explain later. Deke warns him that he better be steering clear of Luna. Remy mentions that he doesn't think anyone knows Luna is alive. Deke wonders if Deacon knows and takes off. At Il Giardino, Deacon is talking to the bartender about getting rid of the extreme booze. Deke appears and hugs Deacon. The restaurant owner declares that his son isn't Little D anymore. Deacon is thrilled his son is staying in L.A. Deke asks his dad to put in a good word for him with Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang. Deacon sure will and knows his son's heart is set on fashion. Deke is surprised that his father married Sheila Carter Sharp, Kimberlyn Brown. The senior Sharp says that he used to think that people could change until Luna. Deacon is just glad the girl is dead. That is when Deke tells Deacon that Luna is very much alive. Meanwhile, Sheila paces and decides to tell Deacon the truth. The waitress goes out and runs into both men. Sheila hugs Deke, but Deacon wants to speak to his wife alone. Sheila says she was going to tell him. Deacon wants to know how long she's known about Luna. Wednesday's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful was one of those rich, layered hours where every character seemed to carry a secret, a burden, or a fragile hope that could shatter with one wrong move. The themes of redemption, family, and trauma collided, setting the stage for what feels like a new chapter in Los Angeles' most glamorous but most emotionally messy families. The episode opened with Deacon Sharp behind the bar at Il Giardino, polishing glasses but clearly distracted. His brow furrowed, his jaw tight, his mind was elsewhere. For weeks he had been carrying the burden of Sheila's freedom, the questions about Luna's situation, and now a gnawing loneliness that no amount of work could soothe. Enter Deke, the man whose return no one expected. Fans remember him as a hustler, a drifter, someone who could charm the right woman but couldn't hold a steady life. And yet, here he was, a little older, a little rougher around the edges, but with that same sly grin. Deacon, been a long time. Deacon, stunned. What the hell are you doing here? The tension was instant. It wasn't hostile, but it wasn't exactly warm either. These two shared a messy history. Both had dabbled in schemes, both had hurt people, and both had spent their lives trying and often failing, to prove they could be better than their reputations. As they sat down with a bottle of whiskey between them, the past bled into the present. Deke admitted he had fallen on hard times, that he'd tried to stay out of trouble but couldn't escape his own shadow. Deacon surprisingly empathized. "Deacon, we're not so different, you and me. Always fighting to prove to people that we're more than our mistakes. And half the time I'm not sure I believe it myself." It was a raw, vulnerable moment, Deacon lowering his guard in a way he rarely does. The audience could feel the start of something, a chance for Deacon to reconcile with a piece of himself through Deke, and perhaps even a dangerous new alliance. Meanwhile, at Forrester Creations, Katie Logan was in the design office with Carter Walton. The mood was warm but laced with unspoken tension. Katie had been increasingly restless, watching her sisters drift in and out of complicated romances while she longed for stability. More than anything, Katie longed to nurture again, to be a mother in a fuller sense than she already was. That's when she dropped a bombshell. "Katie. Carter. I've been thinking about adoption." Carter froze, taken aback but not dismissive. Katie went on, her eyes bright with emotion. She explained that her health history made carrying another child too dangerous. She loved Will dearly, but with him growing older and more independent, she felt a void she couldn't ignore. "Katie, I know it sounds impulsive, but what if there's a child out there who needs a home, who needs love? And what if I'm the one who can give it?" Carter gently pointed out the complications, the legal hoops, the emotional challenges, the scrutiny she'd face as a high-profile Logan. But Katie was undeterred. Her voice cracked as she admitted that part of this wasn't just about the child. It was about her, about finding meaning in a world where she often felt overshadowed by Brooke and Donna Katie. "I want to be more than just the sister who picks up the pieces. I want to make a difference." It was a poignant moment, and Carter's expression revealed admiration mixed with concern. Could he support her in this? Could he be part of it? The idea of adoption wasn't just about Katie's future. It was about their future as a couple. Over in another wing of the Forrester estate, Electra Forrester sat alone, sketchpad untouched, her hands trembling. Earlier in the week, she had clashed with Luna and then overheard whispers about Sheila's past, which triggered something buried deep within her. On Wednesday, that something came into focus. Through a series of flashbacks, we saw young Electra in Italy, caught in a whirlwind of modeling contracts and controlling agents. What looked glamorous on the outside was, in truth, suffocating. She had been manipulated, cornered, and silenced. Now, years later, the trauma she had buried under success and charm began to crack through her polished exterior. Electra, to herself. Why now? Why can't I just forget? When Steffi walked in and found her cousin pale and shaken, the two had a surprisingly raw exchange. Steffi, often tough and guarded, softened when she saw Electra's pain. "Steffi, you don't have to carry this alone. Whatever it is, you can tell me." Electra, breaking down. "I don't even know how to put it into words. It's like it never stopped happening." The trauma reveal didn't come fully yet. The show is clearly pacing this story slowly, but the implication was clear. Electra had endured something dark, something that shaped her need for control, her prickly behavior, her distrust of men. Steffi held her hand, and for a moment, the competitive energy between them melted into something else: solidarity. Of course, no Forrester family drama unfolds without Brooke and Ridge finding themselves in the middle of it. In the main office, they discussed Katie's adoption idea. Brooke was supportive but cautious, worrying that Katie might be rushing into a decision driven by loneliness. Ridge, for once, sided with Katie. "Ridge, if Katie wants to open her home, her heart, why shouldn't she? She's got more compassion than half of us combined." Brooke sighed, torn between admiration and protectiveness. She didn't want to see her sister hurt, but she also recognized that Katie's heart was leading her toward something profound. This subplot added layers of family dynamics. The Logan sisters' constant struggle to balance their independence with their interdependence. The episode circled back to Il Giardino, where Deacon and Deke had moved past their initial awkwardness into something bordering on camaraderie. The drinks flowed, and so did the confessions. Deke admitted he had been following Deacon's progress from afar, watching him rise from ex-con bartender to partial restaurant owner, and now a man with ties to Forrester Creations and beyond. Deke, you did it, man. You clawed your way out. You're proof that guys like us, maybe we're not doomed after all. But Deacon didn't smile. Instead, he stared into his glass, the weight of Sheila and his secrets pressing down. Deacon, don't put me on a pedestal. Deke, you don't know the half of it. It was a foreboding line, hinting that Deacon's carefully built new life could crumble if certain truths came to light. Was the show setting up Deke as an ally? Or a liability who might exploit those truths? In one of the episode's softer beats, Katie confided in Donna about her adoption idea. Donna, true to form, was wide-eyed, emotional, and immediately supportive. Donna, oh, Katie. Another little one running around the family? That's beautiful. And you'd be such a wonderful mother. But even Donna raised a practical question. Could Katie handle the challenges of raising a child at this stage of her life, especially with her health concerns still present? Katie's answer was simple but powerful. Katie, love isn't about perfect timing. It's about being there. And I'm ready to be there. The Logan sisters' bond shone through here, and fans could feel the tug of nostalgia, remembering how these women, despite their rivalries and heartbreaks, always come back to supporting one another. The episode built toward its emotional climax with Electra alone again, this time in the Forrester guest house. She had tried to put on a brave face after Steffi's comfort, but once she was alone, the facade shattered. She ripped up her sketches, paced the room, and finally collapsed in tears. Through fragmented flashbacks, we saw glimpses of an aggressive hand on her arm, a locked dressing room door, the sound of her pleading to be let out. The details remained blurry, but the message was unmistakable. Electra had been preyed upon in her youth. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Bold and Beautiful Update YouTube channel for more update news.